Hello, welcome to another very interesting class. Our topic today is relay programming. In one of our previous classes, we discussed graph paper programming. So in this class, you are going to write codes and debug it with your teammates using a relay style. Listen to an overview of the lesson.
Relay programming is an extremely fun lesson that gets across way more than computer science. So sometimes everybody's getting a little bit antsy and you want to get them up on their feet. And this is a great way to add some excitement to computer science. So you break everyone up into two groups where they stand in a line and they run relay style. The first person in each group runs to the other side of the room where you have a graph paper drawing and a blank piece of paper waiting for them. They write down the first step to creating that image, run back to their line, tag the next player who goes back up to write the next step. This is a great way to get across the idea of debugging, needing to proofread your own work, and needing to check the work of the people done before you. You'll quickly understand how important it is to make sure that you be careful in your coding when a whole team is depending on you.
Hi, I'm Anna. Today we're going to do relay programming. It's all about programming under pressure and debugging the mistakes that sometimes happen when you work really quickly or in teams. We'll use graph paper programming to simulate coding and use relay races to simulate having a deadline.
Set, go!
In relay programming, teams will be racing to finish a graph paper program. You have to check your teammates' work or debug it, fix it if there's a mistake, add your arrow, and then run back and tag your teammate. Programmers use debugging a lot to find and fix problems in their algorithms or code.
It has to be this one.
There are lots of ways to debug problems. One of the easiest is to move step by step until you find where something goes wrong. Then fix it. Here I'm trying to do a back handspring, but I keep falling off. I walked through each part step by step and realized where my mistake was. My coach showed me I wasn't putting my hands on the beam correctly. So I tried another back handspring on the beam with my new hand position and I stuck it. I was really glad I debugged my back handspring.
You figured it out?
Yeah. Debugging is finding and fixing problems.
Relay programming is a relay race, so the first thing we're going to do is divide you all into groups of around 5 students. As a group, you're going to stand in line and take turns filling out an activity sheet until it is fully completed. The goal of the relay programming activity sheet is to use symbols, such as arrows and squiggles, to create the instructions or the code needed to create the image on the paper. When using the instructions or the code that you create, you should come up with the same colored squares that are on the worksheet. So, when we say go, the first person in each group will run up to the activity sheet and decide what their first move will be. Each student only gets to write down one symbol, so choose wisely. Green starts at this red box and decides to draw a down arrow first. Green then runs back, tags purple, and then walks to the end of the line. Purple will then run up to the activity sheet. Purple will check green's work to make sure that it is correct, and if it's not, purple can mark out the incorrect symbol and draw in the correct symbol. Purple decides to draw a squiggle. which means that this square will be colored in. Purple will then run back to the line, tag the next person, and this process will continue until the team is completely done creating their code. The first team to have a correctly completed code is the winner. Good luck!
Now, during the course of this lesson, there are certain terms you're going to come across, such as algorithm, bug, debugging, frustrated, persistence, and program. So we're going to look at the meaning of these terminologies, okay? Pay attention. So the first word we are going to review is algorithm. Algorithm is a list of steps to finish a task. An algorithm is a list of rules to follow in order to solve a problem. And in computer science, algorithms must follow the right order. Okay? So the next word we're going to review is bug. Bug is a part of a program that does not work correctly. So when there are errors in your program, we say there's a bug in the program. So in computing, a bug is an error in your code that causes your program to produce unexpected results or crash altogether. But if there's a bug in your program, you can debug it. So our next word is debugging. Debugging means finding and fixing the problems in your program or algorithm. It means removing the errors in your program, eliminating the errors in your program. So now you know the meaning of debugging. Let's move to the next word. The next word we're going to review is frustrated. Frustrated means feeling annoyed or angry because something is not the way you want it. During the course of this lesson, you might start to feel frustrated because you're making mistakes. But just know that that feeling is completely normal and you shouldn't be embarrassed about it. If you ever feel frustrated, there are certain tips that you can do to help you with that feeling. You can count to 10. You can take deep breaths. You can journal about them. Writing or typing about how you feel can help make you feel better and make your brain calm. You can also talk to a partner about how you feel. And lastly, you can ask for help. And remember, if you feel frustrated, you shouldn't give up, right? So this brings us to another word, which is persistence. Persistence means never giving up. It means trying again and again, even when something is very hard. So if you're feeling frustrated, keep persisting. Keep trying again and again until you achieve your goal. There are tips for being persistent. Number 1, keep track of what you have already tried. Describe what is happening. Also, describe what is supposed to happen. What does that tell you? And also make a change and try again. So these are tips for being persistent. And the last word we are going to review in today's class is program. I know you're familiar with this term. Program is an algorithm that has been coded into something that can be run by a machine. Programs are instructions given to the computer so the computer will know what to do. This brings us to the end of this very interesting class. I hope to see you in my next class. Take care. Bye.